What's up, guys? Happy Wednesday to you. This is Tim here, and this is Everything Sharp channel. Hope everyone had a good day. Something real quick. I carried the sock P today in a boot. It did really good. Didn't cut much with it, but I have been carrying this. Everybody's went wild over here a couple weeks back. I couldn't find one. My Walmart was out of stock. But we did go down to Mount Sterling Court Days and stopped at Williamsburg Walmart. Didn't have it out. You know, I'm talking to the guy at the sporting booth count, the sporting goods counter. And you know, I said I've been looking for this Ozark trail knife, and he said they had them out on an end cap and they sold out immediately. This was the last one left in overflow, and I got it, and I'm pretty impressed with it, to be quite honest with you. You know, it's got the contoured plastic FRN scales with the black coated liners. I'm sure it's just paint, but the action on this thing is really smooth, snappy. Behind the edge is really thin. It does have a little bit of slight bit of left to right. I don't know if we can get that out. I'm going to do a full review on this knife and tell you what I think compared to the bug out, because I had a bug out I carried forever and a day, and it's pretty beat up. So it does have a captive pivot that is tight, so we'll see if it's still got the blade play when we put this back up. This is Performax. This is Menard's little toolkit, cheap, and I haven't had any of them strip out yet. So it's still got a little bit of left to right. I think what I'm going to do is put a set of Kaiser springs in it. After I get done packing it, I want to see if that gets worse. No up and down, but just a tad bit of left to right. But behind the edge is really thin, and for $9, I mean, $9, guys. You can see it's got some of the paint off up here on the tip. I've cut strap with it, rope with it, pretty much anything you can cut that on a daily basis that I would need to cut. And it's still sharp. It's just the geometry. It's super sharp, don't get me wrong, and this is thick paper. But it's also the geometry on the blade, the edge, the hollow grind. I mean, it's a beast, for real. D2 steel. But that's just a real quick carry today, and I can't forget my old nip slip premium. This is a Duty Dagger slip, handmade, leather. I had him do black on black with purple stitching to match the collars there. A really good quality slip. And this little guy right here is a little knife with big cutting power. I don't know if it picks it up, but you can see the blade. It's been cut, and it's cut brick, strap, and everything so far. And I tell you why, honestly, this one gets the workout is because when I'm driving to the job, I'm fidgeting in the truck driving down the road. When I hop out of the truck, this thing gets dropped, or whichever knife's in the pocket that day gets dropped on the console. And then I'm out there trying to cut something, and this is what I have. So this thing gets a lot of cutting. It's still really sharp. And then we had the sock P in the boot today. I did a short on my carry today, but just going over it again. So far digging this. So far digging this. So far loving this. That was my carry today, guys. And then I got home and we had a package on the front porch, and unboxing knife is the Benchmade bug out. And I'm gonna try to fold this back. We do have Blade HQ. This is weird for Blade HQ because it's usually got popcorn in it. I don't know if they're trying to cut cost or what. But if you ever get a Blade HQ box, it's got popcorn in it. Always check your box for stickers. We got a sticker here. It's a Blade HQ crown. Knives, rule, forks, drool. So then on to what we got in. We got a esee, Randall's Adventure Training School of Survival. Designed by Randall's Adventure and Training. This is the avisp frame lock. Warranty BRK 314 Highway, Marion, Virginia. I guess avisp stands for wasp. And to be honest with you, I was at Court Days. Well, let me go back. Blade Show West, they had some automatics of these, crossbar lock automatics. But every one I picked up had platinum blades, so I didn't get one of those. So then I'm stumbling through Court Days and come up to this little knife booth, and he had a knockoff Ontario rat one. I put it in the hand, first time I ever held the rat. Instantly fell in love with the blade shape, the ergonomics on it. And I know this is not a rat, so this kind of gets its, it resembles a rat. So I ordered this. We paid 39 bucks for this knife. And let's get into it. So the box right off the bat's really cool. Skull knives. Got the honeycomb here. Got a wasp in the back. Got the skull again. This is a frame lock. Wow, it's a big knife. Right out of the box, it's a really big knife. So I went with the Coyote Tan and the Stonewash. See, nothing else. So it just comes in a box and a plastic bag. We have, those may be T8. Once again, my tools are from Menards. So T8. So the body screws are T6s. The pivot screw, I believe, is a T10, which is really cool. So yeah, it's a T10. And we're going to get the T6 out because I think I want to flip this pocket clip around. So do we have a T6 in here? Yeah, we do. So this avisp is G10 one side and steel on the other. The steel is really smooth. This is a 4-way pocket clip here. And I think I'm going to go ahead and flip it over the tip. To tip up, carry. Don't want to cross thread that guy. I might switch that back because it's more of a deep carry the other way. These did have blue Loctite on them, or in the holes there. We'll see how we like it. We may switch it back in this video too. I notice it's right on that lock bar, so I don't know if that's going to play a huge role in it or not. So we got that tight, that one tight. Alright guys. Alright, so G10 have black hardware on one side, which is cool. This is like a steel frame. This is a frame lock. It does have open construction. Whew. Yep, that's not good, guys. I don't want to claw it to... Yep, we're not doing that. So let me explain to you what's going on here. It's fine flipping it, but when you go to put pressure back on it, it's not very good because you're pushing out on this pocket clip. So let's see if I put it on that side. Will that bug me? I don't think I want it on that side. Okay, but when you're applying pressure on this lock bar, it's right in the pocket clip. So the pocket clip is keeping it in there too. So let's take this off here. This might be a long one. I apologize. Didn't know it was going to be that much big deal to switch the clip over. But I can tell you right now, I don't like it. And it's deeper carry the other way, so that's the way we're gonna rock with it. We'll see if it's got any hot spots later. But always on these little T6s is reverse the spin first to get it started, so you don't end up stripping it out before you even get it snugged down. It's reverse back. Alright, what's going on here? Needs to go up a little bit right there. And then I'm going to snug these two down. It was just putting too much pressure on the lock bar, guys. And I wasn't going to do this thing. Hang on. I apologize. My wife's playing with the grandbaby. Sorry, I had to close the door. So I wasn't going to carry it, let's see, like this. Much better. Much, much better. So yeah, it feels really good in the hand. Yeah, I like this knife a lot. Get this put away. Once again, these are Max Perform. They are a Menards brand little toolkit. Get them at Menards. Menards is a building supply store for you guys. Alright, let's get back into this. So, we got G10 scale side. It does have a nested liner on the inside that has been heavily milled. This back is steel. The pocket clip is a 4-way clip, but I would suggest to keep it up on top because as we just seen, the pocket clip rides the lock bar. And cheap work knife that's going to be really a beater. Super thin. We have open construction with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 standoffs and a stop pin there that hits behind the blade in a good spot before, if you need to add life to the blade, you can cut in a little bit sharpening tool because it hits back here. We've got early lockup, which is good at a break-in over time. We have dual thumb studs. This knife is on washers. This is a big knife, man. You don't feel how big it is till you get it in hand, and then you feel how big it is. Here's the main thing, if it comes super sharp. Yes, it comes super sharp. It's super sharp. Good job, Essie. It comes super duper sharp, guys. And that's thicker cardboard paper, so this thing would breeze through like notebook paper. Alright. Went over the G10. I really think it's cool how it's got black hardware in the front and then milled hardware in the back. We got a drop point blade, almost kind of like a spade blade, spear point. So when you're doing your drag cuttings, your wrist is going to be up high, but you trade that for a little bit of a belly on the rock cutting, and then you got a long flat there. Kind of thick behind the edge, really steep grind there. Yeah, man, I dig this thing. I might even order Ontario Rat just to check that out. So choke back in the saber grip, it's super comfortable. Choked up, You do have some jimping on the back of the blade there that's going to provide you traction, and then you got like a shelf here if you need to get in there and a little bit more pressure on the cut. This thing is riding on phosphor bronze washers. It is made in Taiwan. It's a D2 steel. We have the avisp on the back of the blade, BRK avispa, which is really cool. And yeah, this is a big knife, guys. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. And while you're down there, hit that like button. That helps get the algorithm pick it up and gets these knives out to other knife junkies like us. So, alright. Blade length, you're right at 3 1/4, 3 3/8. Overall, you're right at 8.5 inches. Closed up, you're at 5 inches. Let's go ahead and get the weight out of the way, see if the ratio is good. But this being steel, it may be a little bit heavier than what I'm thinking. Oh, we got it on. So 4.5 ounces. So not real heavy for a full-size knife. Alright. How's it going to ride in the pocket? We have a deep carry, tip down. You're only going to have that much sticking out of the pocket. I really like this pocket clip. It's a spoon down and over, nothing to grab. Plenty of room underneath, nothing to grab your pants. This knife is super thin. Let me grab one other thing. Well, if I can find it. Alright. So the Coat Steel FN1 is a really thin knife. Let's see how the avispa compares. So the avispa is about 1/2 of a scale thicker. So it's a really thin knife. I really like it, guys. I really like it. Esee makes a good knife. I wish it was made in the USA, but you know, I'd like to see, it's got good access to the lock bar, but it's kind of sharp there on the edge. If they would have put some jimping or something, would have been nice. Sharpening choil and plunge grind. You get probably 1 or 2 sharpeners, but you can cut your own little sharpening choil in there if you need to. We do have some aggressive jimping on the back of the blade. It helps you lock in when you're choked up. Reverse grip, super comfortable. Choke back, it's really, really nice. I really like this knife. Nothing's wrong with D2 steel either. The best Techman good boy, it just cuts, man. And it's D2. I'm sure it's heat treated right by Esee. Alright, enough of me babbling. Let's do some size comparisons and we'll call it a night. Oh, one thing I want to point out is that the relief for the lock bar is on the inside of the frame. This is G10 and it has a nested liner on the other side. So, just wanted to point that out. So, Benchmade bug out. The avispa's bigger than the bug out. Let's try the tagged out. I haven't rung this one out to do any comparisons with. Really cool looking knife, the tagged out. The avispa is, they're about the same size. What about the paramilitary? These two are also about the same size. Weird, the avispa feels really large in hand. Alright, the Manic's lightweight. Butt to butt. The avispa's a little bit longer, and then we'll do one more, the Towser K, while we got it out, because it's a pretty big knife. Towser K is right there in line with this one. Let's try the thickness against the... Bet you guys know how thin the bug out is. This one is just a little bit thicker than the bug out. I want to put this thing so bad in the pocket tomorrow and cut with it, but I gotta keep that old beater in the pocket to give you guys honest review. So just a quick recap. Some of the things I like about this. These scales are flat. the edges are knocked down on the G10 as well as the steel. Some of the things I like the color combo here, and I like that they thought of it back here to put milled in. It's really cool. I like the shape of the blade. I like the overall feel of the knife. Wish we could put the pocket clip down here, but we can't. Action. Slow roll is good. I don't know if I can. Reverse flip's good. Thumb flip's the money. Really good access to that lock bar. You got really good access to it. Yeah, man. I might pick up the premium auto of this in the M390 steel. Let you guys get a good look at it. This is the esee BRK 1302 avisp in G10 and steel with D2 blade. Almost kind of looks like it's got a little bit of a recurve here going on to me. You guys have a good evening. Stay safe. Stay sharp. Till the next one, we are out.